Good morning, students. Last class we introduced the psychometry. What are the main measuring parameters? Dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, dew point temperature, relative humidity, specific humidity or moisture content, or specific volume, enthalpy. Everything we can extract based on the condition of the environment. We can extract the any property if you know two properties. That's why generally HVAC, heating, ventilation and air conditioning systems, their high employment is there. They are simply we are measuring dry bulb and wet bulb. That's a simplest simple measure. With 100 rupees we can measure both. Based on the two temperatures, we are extracting remaining all properties. What is the relativity? What is the moisture content? What is the enthalpy of the air? What is the specific volume of the air? Everything we can extract. So, what are the year-round air conditioning chart already shown? What is the year-round air conditioning methods? Generally, there are 6 methods for year-round air conditioning system. First one is sensible cooling, second one is sensible heating, third one is cooling and humidification, fourth one heating and humidification, fifth one cooling and humidification, sixth one heating and humidification. These are the 6 methods we are using for year-round air conditioning based on the environmental condition. First we want to select the environmental condition. Based on the environmental condition, which method will give the human comfort, we are selecting that method. That's all, nothing else. First one, sensible cooling. Just how we are representing psychrometric chart also you can see. Sensible cooling. This is a psychrometric chart. Cooling means we are reducing the temperature. Here 60 is there, here minus 15. We are reducing the temperature of the air. That is called sensible cooling. How we can reduce the temperature of air? Any refrigeration facility, vapor compression refrigeration system or vapor absorption system, you can use for just reduction of temperature. What it will affect for the sensible cooling, you can see the dew point temperature is not changing for here or here, or the moisture content of air also we are not changing. What we are doing is just we are reducing the temperature. By reduction of temperature, the dry bulb temperature is reducing, wet bulb temperature is reducing, and enthalpy is reducing. That's all. But moisture content, dew point temperature is not reducing. How we can achieve that sensible cooling means just by vapor compression refrigeration system or vapor absorption system or vapor adsorption system, any method. Come to the second one, sensible heating of the air. The second method is sensible heating of the air. Same heat pump we can use or industrial waste heat I can use. Two methods. One is industrial waste heat is there. In an industry I want to do just heating in winter season. Sensible heating is required. Means we are not changing any moisture content. The moisture of the air per moisture of kg of moisture per kg of dry air we are not changing. We are not changing dew point temperature. Just I am changing the dry bulb temperature. Because of changing dry bulb temperature, the enthalpy is increasing, means we added heat means enthalpy is increasing. The wet bulb temperature also increasing. So sensible heating, how I can achieve? Because the title I am giving, just I am representing graph, there is no use. How I am achieving that sensible heating means just by heat pump or by industrial waste heat. Two methods. Next, cooling and humidification. Suppose in dry countries, dry areas, not countries, in India, any type of the atmosphere uh, we can sense, we can yes. Suppose in Rayalaseema we selected less relative humidity. The moisture content is very less. You see, this is the Rayalaseema condition. Suppose temperature is high and less moisture. High temperature and less moisture, no doubt at all. Due to high temperature and less moisture, here I want to reduce the temperature. and I want to increase the moisture. We are reducing temperature and increasing the moisture. Both I am doing. Reduction of temperature and increasing the moisture. So in triangle shape we are moving. Or generally means by using sensible cooling, by any refrigeration facility I can reduce the temperature. Then after by humidification, by adding the moisture I will get the humidification. Or best method, if you have any cooling water with you, cold water, if time permits, more time is permitting for this operation, then you can spray the cold water directly on the air. Temperature will reduce. We can sprinkle the cold water. Temperature will reduce and moisture also will increase. Coolers, generally we are using evaporator coolers, especially in Hyderabad, Bengaluru. Instead of air conditioning system, in Delhi also in summer. You can use that coolers, it will give you very good comfort. You can't use that one in a coastal region. If you are using, you will not feel comfort because temperature drops will not occur. But time consumption method this one. But industrial side, what they are doing first, initially they are cooling the air, then after they are doing the humidification with the normal water. But generally we can achieve by the cooling and humidification. Here moisture content we are adding, so moisture having the high latent heat, automatically enthalpy is increasing. Even though you are reducing the temperature, the enthalpy is increasing in cooling and humidification. Dew point temperature is changing. The next method, heating and humidification method. You can see in the heating and humidification, same. I want to raise the temperature and I want to add the moisture. Here also same. Direct hot air and hot water, you can sprinkle atomized hot water, you can spray upon air, it automatically the humidification will complete and heating also will complete. But in a practical industrial mode, continuation, the high velocities of airflow is required, so time consumption is very low, so temperature rise is not practically not possible by the direct spraying of the hot water. What they are doing, first by using the waste heat from the industry or by using heat pump, they are heating the air, then after they are doing the humidification. If less velocity of the airflow, then directly you can do the heating and humidification at a time. Simply spray the hot water on the flow of air. Here also automatically you are heating and you are adding moisture. You see initial moisture content this much, finally we reach this much. So automatically enthalpy will increase, dry bulb temperature is increasing, wet bulb temperature will increase, dew point temperature also increasing. Next, cooling and dehumidification. Here I want to cool the air and dehumidify the air. What I can do? Best I already mentioned. Move to dew point temperature. Cooling and dehumidification means simple. You cool the air up to dew point temperature. In between itself, before reaching the dew point itself, you are reaching saturation condition. You are reaching saturation condition, means required moisture condition we reach, means you don't want to move to up to dew point temperature. In between itself you can stop, and again you have to heat the air because comfort conditions are required, human comfort conditions are required. Dew point temperature is not human comfort condition. Again we want to do some sensible heating up to this point. So cooling and dehumidification we can achieve by the cooling and dehumidification process, we can achieve by reducing the temperature to dew point temperature. Okay, next, heating and dehumidification. How we can do heating and dehumidification? It is a chemical process, heating and adsorption. Chemical, and also we can't call adsorption, means frictional movement. Silica gel or Al2O3, it will absorb the moisture from the air. At the time of adsorption, due to the friction movement between the alumina or silica gel with the air, heating will take place, but not that much of high temperature heating. 1 or 2 degrees temperature heating is required. Simply you are placing silica gel or alumina, automatically it will absorb the moisture. You can any costly items, electronic goods or bags, any dress materials also at present, one silica gel packet is common. because it will not allow the moisture inside the pack. It will absorb the moisture inside the air. That's all. But recycling of the system is required for air conditioning. At 160 to 180 degrees temperature, it will dissolve whatever the moisture is absorbed. So cyclic operation. So these are the 6 methods we are using for year-round air conditioning system. Okay, it is clear. Move to the specified method. Suppose I want to do summer air conditioning system. Only summer air conditioning system I want to do. Then representation, how we can represent in psychrometric chart. How the system description, schematic view of the system. Because in the syllabus itself we mentioned, year-round air conditioning means the 6 methods we are using. Any combination of 2 methods, 3 methods for achievement of the comfort. But specifically we are calling one is summer air conditioning system. Suppose in summer air conditioning system, what we are doing? You see, this is the room I want to air conditioned. This room, this is my target. In summer, what is the condition? Moisture content is high. There is no doubt. High moisture content is coming. In the air itself, high moisture is there. Means high relative humidity. Next, from the body also, we are sweating rate is high compared to winter. Because in summer, our temperature is more than the. So this is the room I want to air conditioned. So at that time, ambient contains high moisture air and high temperatures. So I want to cool the air first. Second, we are recirculating the air. Total air we are recirculating means the CO2 levels of the air is increasing. You can see centralized air conditioning system. Anywhere you can visit any office, big offices, not commercial places. Why? Because commercial places we are arranging split ACs only. There is no air circulation or air movement. That's why more than 1 hour, 2 hours you stay in the air conditioned room means you will feel headache because the CO2 levels of the air is increasing. So always you have to, while you are recircling the room, one recircling chamber, one room they are maintaining, maybe 12 by 12 according to law. There they are maintaining windows. I want to substitute some 10% of air, one window I will open. I want to substitute 20% of the air, two windows I will. Their thumb rule something. Means we want to, every time we want to add some percentage of fresh air. That one how I can calculate means based on the human load, CO2 production capacity. Based on the CO2 measurement in the air conditioned room, I can decide how much air I want to replace with the fresh charge. So same air we are not recirculating. Commercial buildings, what they are telling, as the persons are coming and going means we are opening the windows. At the time of opening windows, fresh charge is replaced. General commercial areas, cinema halls, there they are not substituting the fresh charge every time. But generally, we are as an engineer, we have to propose at least 10%, 20% of the fresh charge every cycle we want to substitute. Then only the persons who are sitting in the air conditioned room, there will be healthy without any headaches, any other health diseases. Otherwise, in continuation mode, they will get so many health diseases also. That's secondary point. So whatever the charge is coming from the room, total we are not sending for recycling. Some of the air is leave to the ambient, some 20% leave to the ambient. Remaining 70% air only we are sending for the recycling to the room. Remaining 20 we are taking from the fresh charge. Okay, it is clear. That fresh charge first I am doing cooling. Up to what temperature I am cooling? Up to dew point temperature my target. I am cooling up to dew point temperature. This is my starting point. Up to dew point temperature is my target. But in between itself, I am getting, in between itself, I am getting my saturation levels, means relative humidity is reduced to 40%. It is more than sufficient. Then I am not moving up to this point. I am stopping here itself. I am stopping here itself and sending that air, dehumidified air, cooling and dehumidifier air, I am sending to the heater coil, reheat coil. Why? Because my comfort temperature, this one, not this one. This one may be 16 degrees, this one may be 26 degrees. My comfort temperature 26 degrees, suppose. So I want to heat the air, sensible heating, reheating the air. Then I am sending to the room. Inside room, what did happen? Further temperature gain and further moisture gain is taking place. Because summer means more moisture is available. So absorption of the moisture is important. More moisture is taking place. Again that moisture air recycling. At the time of recycling, some fresh charge we are adding. So by addition of the fresh charge, further temperature rise and further moisture rise is taking place. Load of the cooling system is increasing. Every cycle we are replacing the mass of induced air to the room. Cooling load will increase. That is one point. That economic points, the current will increase. That is secondary. But as an engineer, the human comfort is important, not temperatures. The CO2 levels we have to control. If you are not controlling CO2 levels, some other health issues are coming. So every time you want to use some fresh charge. In window air conditioning system, you can see there 25% opening, 50% opening, 100% fresh air charge also options are there. But split AC there is no option. In between you want to open the doors and close the doors. Then only air exchange will take place. But industrial not like that. It is a norms we have to maintain some fresh charge. Based on the fresh charge, this temperature and relative humidity of the air will increase. The cooling load. Suppose we are moving from here means the cooling load is reduced. But we are adding fresh charge, cooling load further increases, but no problem. But we are not moving up to this saturation point. In between itself, I am stopping my cooling. Why? Because I got comfort in this range, relative humidity range, moisture range. This moisture range I got comfort. Then simply I am doing the sensibility. So this is called summer air conditioning system. The simple schematic. So cooling and dehumidification and sensible heating is required for summer air conditioning system. Come to this one. What is the sensible heat? What is the latent heat? What is the total heat? And one more room sensible heat factor we are calculating. How much sensible heat is there out of total heat? Total heat I know. Sensible heat I am calculating MCP delta T. Then you can calculate the what is the rate of sensible. This one generally rate of sensible heat factor we are calculating for designing of the system. Move to the winter air conditioning system. Okay, summer is clear. Next move to the winter air conditioning system. Here also same room. Here we are rejecting the heat inside the room, not absorbing heat. Why? Because in winter already room temperatures are very low. I am rejecting the heat inside the room. So first I want to do sensible heat. Whatever the charge is coming from the room, cold air is coming from the room. We are sending hot air inside the room, cold air is coming from the room. Why? Because we are rejecting heat. Same thing, fresh charge, we are substituting total return air, we are not sending to the cyclic operation. Some fresh charge always, some air is exhausted 10%, 20% according to the human being load. But some exchange will take place. Then remaining substituted by makeup air in the fresh air. The total charge first it is going to sensible heating. You see, this is the entrance. First we are doing sensible heating. But in winter there is very low relative humidity. Same heated air we are sending inside the room means it will absorb entire moisture from your body, your sensible parts of body. So you will not feel comfort. You become the dry person. So if we want to increase the relative humidity of the air, after sensible heating, we are increasing the relative humidity by adding the moisture. Simple. We are sensible heat. Then after, by adding the moisture, we are increasing the relative humidity. Means sensible heating and humidification. By the humidification, why? Because compared to air, water temperature is low, the temperature will reduce. Then further sensible reheating will take place for human comfort. So heating, humidification and reheating is required for winter air conditioning system. Sensible heating, humidification, then after humidification again moisture is reducing. It's the industrial model. General model means heating and humidification means direct, you are giving the high moistured air, high temperature, high moistured air, you are spraying upon the air means automatically you will get the humidification, heating and humidification. But that is not, in industrial scale it is not practically possible because high velocity air circulation is there, that is not sufficient. That's why first we are doing sensible heating, then after humidification, in the humidification again temperature is reducing, then further heating, reheating will take place. This reheated air we are sending inside, then the relative humidity is reducing and temperature is reducing. It is the outlet up to this point. Again fresh charge I am adding, so combinedly we are reaching this point. There again preheating, humidification, reheating. This is the one of the model, not this is one and only model. It's one of the model, working model, winter air conditioning. So these two are summer air conditioning system and winter air conditioning system. So with this we completed this air conditioning system. Tomorrow we will solve some problems. Then we will get clear idea about air conditioning system, how the enthalpy change, how much moisture we removed, everything we can calculate. Thank you very much.